Okay, guys. I know it's been a second since I posted here on Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Been working on a lot of things, but I wanted to get back in and continue to get back on to sharing content as much as possible, helping educate about this really unique experience and an opportunity that everyone has to be able to sell on Amazon, to start their own online business, side gig, make some passive income, and really make a change in their life. Um, and I just wanted to do another. I know I've done these in the past. I think it's always good to refresh and help people understand the process, how it works, why it's such a good opportunity, the potential outcomes, so on and so forth, about Amazon FBA. So I just wanted to do kind of like a brief overview of Amazon FBA, how it all works, some common questions. I don't want to take too much time. I want to be pretty candid. I'm going to jump in and out of websites. I've got nothing like perfectly planned and lined up because, again, I want to be candid with you guys. I think there's a lot of people out there that I know that preparation is good, and I am prepared. Obviously, I put this together. But I think a lot of it can be just like overly rehearsed and not genuine. And so I want to make sure that I try and be as genuine as possible. So Amazon FBA stands for, or the FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. And the reason, we run an Amazon FBA business is because it's completely passive. Your inventory is housed by Amazon warehouses all throughout the United States. And whenever you generate a sale online, Amazon workers will pick, pack, and ship your product. They will fulfill your product. Amazon will fulfill your product for you, FBA, so that you don't have to do anything. Okay, so it's a really great business model because it's very passive. Really, you just have to take a few steps in order to get that FBA really going for you. So what are these steps, right? I've kind of narrowed it down, very, very brief. So we actually sell on a platform. We run everything kind of behind the scenes on a platform called Seller Central. Seller Central is $39.99 every single month, but this is where you can add products, you can run advertising, coupons, promotions, track inventory, get your shipping plans, get your labels. Really, all the behind the scenes stuff takes place on Seller Central. It doesn't take long to set up an account. You can do one in 2 seconds. Just go to Google, type in Seller Central, sign up for the $39.99 a month plan, and you're good to go. It's really, really not difficult. After you've created an account, now you obviously need to find a product to sell, right? That's step 2. So you'll need to do product research. There are a lot of different ways that you can do product research out there. I know me and my students obviously use Viral Launch. But there's Jungle Scout, there's Helium 10, there's a ton of really good alternatives out there. It really doesn't matter which one you use. They all do basically the same exact thing. They all look for products. They all connect to Amazon's API and pool lists of products based on criteria. So inside of this software, like I said, you can enter basic criteria. You can say, hey, Viral Launch, show me products on Amazon that are selling between $8,000 to $30,000 worth of average monthly revenue. Find me products that have an average sale price between $50 to $150, that have less than 150 reviews on the first page and more than 1,000 searches every single month, right? And I want them to be in these categories, right? It doesn't matter. For this example, we'll just pick like sports and outdoors. And then you'll hit show keywords and it will pull up a list of products that all match up with what you just put. So, for example, like a human bubble, right? And when you do product research, you're trying to find things that are niche, right? Or niche, however you want to say it. You're trying to find things that have low competition but high demand, high search volume, something like this, right? You can see there's not a ton of reviews. This person right here who's selling this and has like a really weird listing, and they're selling for $50. We can actually run something called market intelligence and see exactly how much this person is making. So this person is making, they probably just launched pretty recently, but they're making $1,200 a month right now. So like really not good yet. And again, I'm doing this all candid, right? So like right on the spot. Like this person right here has 114 reviews. Let's see how much they're making per month. Give it just a second to load. Should be there any moment. Come on. Okay, so you can see that this person has 3 different variations, right? They've got blue, red, and red. Oh, so they've got a blue plus blue, red plus blue, and red plus red. You can see they're all doing about $12,000 a month, which is really, really good with a really, really bad listing. So for me, like, this is like super easy. I could come in with a better listing, way better images, perhaps even a better quality product, and outsell this person in basically no time and make an easy, 10 to 20K per month, no problem. And that's revenue, of course. We expect to have, anywhere over 30% margins, which we'll get to later. But again, so, we use a product research software. It's not like I just come up with things in my head and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go sell that, right? That's not how it works. Everything that we do is based on data, and that's why we use a product research software. And again, this one is called Viral Lunch. And I believe, actually, let me sign out of this really quick. I'm trying to remember how much. So I know that within our program, we get 40 all-in-one solution. Let's see. Pricing. We get 40% off. So, I mean, I think it comes out to like $500 or $600 for the year, or it's like 15% off the monthly plans. So, I just tell my students to use either the Essentials or Pro. They don't need to do the Pro Plus ads. Anyways, it's really not that expensive. And it's absolutely critical that you do use a product research software. And again, I mean, for this, I'll just, Jungle Scout and Helium 10. I'll just put H10. Cool. Next thing you'll want to do is actually purchase inventory, right? And the way that we purchase inventory is by using Alibaba.com. It's basically, it houses a bunch of manufacturers and lets us get in touch with a bunch of suppliers to actually create products. And manufacture products. So these are bumper balls, I think they're called. Bumper ball. Cool. So like you can see a ton of different suppliers that are making these products. All I literally have to do is hit contact. I can send them a message. I can get quotes, figure out how long it's going to take, maybe even ask them about shipping costs if you're not going to use a freight forwarder. And so this is how I'll do all my research to figure out kind of how much things are going to cost me, run me, set me back, whatever. And then with that information, I can then determine my margins, right? I can say, okay, if I sell at a $68 price point, it costs me $20 plus $15, $20 Amazon FBA fees, whatever it is, that I'm going to make $20, 20 divided by 65, whatever, that's 35% margins. I totally did that off the top of my head in 2 seconds. But I'm just trying to help you understand how things work and the point of it all, right? So we've done product research. We use Alibaba to find suppliers. And then we actually need to create a listing. It's very, very simple. You'll actually do that inside of Seller Central. It's very, very simple. I have a photographer lined up that I use that does all my pictures. You'll purchase a barcode that will be slapped on each and every single one of your products, so that when your products are sent into Amazon, Amazon workers will scan those products in, and it will line up with what you have on your Seller Central. I'm not going to go through like creating a listing right now, but if you want to be a part of the Private Label Accelerator Masterclass, we obviously go through a ton of this stuff in depth. I'm not going to do it now though. So you'll purchase a barcode, you'll create a listing, it'll have images, it'll have bullet points, title, description, things like that. We cover all of that within the PLA Masterclass. And then after you create your listing, you'll create a shipping plan, which will also take place in Seller Central. You'll tell Seller Central, hey, listen, I'm going to send in 500 units. It's going to require, these are the sizes of the units or the packaging. This is how many boxes or cartons that are needing to come. They'll give you all the labels needed. Your supplier will slap on the labels to the cartons and the packages, and then they will essentially ship your product to an Amazon warehouse. Again, it's really not that difficult. Seller Central does everything for you. You just have to input the information, and it gives you all your outputs that you need in order to get things going. So, over the course of the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, however long it takes to ship your product to an Amazon warehouse, the next step will be to actually launch your product. You'll run heavy ads toward a targeted keyword to rank you to page 1, so you can start generating sales. And over time, Amazon will actually push your product to the top of the page. And then essentially, you can scale your product with more ads, giveaways, and other tactics that I'm not going to cover here. But the more keywords that you show up for on page 1, the more sales that you're going to get, right? And then literally from there, it's just repeat, right? You can do this with the same product. You can order more inventory, or you can start a second or a third or a fourth product, right? Really up to you. But that's like a very high level overview of how Amazon FBA works, right? So you'll create a Seller Central account, you'll find a product, you'll purchase inventory in bulk, you'll create a listing, ship that product to an Amazon warehouse, launch it, scale it with PPC, and then repeat. I get a lot of questions like how much does this all cost? How much time does this require? What's the difficulty? What's my ROI? What are my margins? What are my possibilities? I typically recommend people have at least $4,000 to $5,000 saved up, ready to put forth towards this. That includes, in my scenario, in my student scenario, that includes the PLA Masterclass, which is $2,000. That includes purchasing the product research software, inventory, shipping, barcode, images, things like that. If you have $5,000 saved up that you want to put to work, I don't think that there is a better way to invest your money than Amazon FBA. And the only reason I can say that is because I've tried so many other ways, and I know that this works better than pretty much anything else that you could use. You could put $5,000 towards. In terms of time, really your time is going to be most spent finding a product and contacting suppliers on Alibaba. And obviously, you're going to have a learning curve because you've never done this before. It's your first time. That's why you purchase a course. You have a mentor, you have a coach, you have a community. That's why you don't do this by yourself, because you will lose your money if you don't have a mentor, coach, community helping you out along the way. Time, that's one of the best things about starting an Amazon FBA business. If you ask my wife, she says I have way, way, way too much time on my hands. I get to play, golf, hang out with friends, do the things that I love, play games, whatever, travel, pretty much whenever I want, because at this point in my career, Amazon FBA career, I've already built it to the point where I can go out and do the things that I love to do. But initially, it did take, several weeks for me to learn and get things up and rolling. I've had students that did it faster than me, but obviously I provided them a course on how to do it, whereas I didn't really have that when I first started. I was pretty broke. But really, you guys, it's more of a waiting game than it is an actively doing something game, because you're actually, you're waiting for your product to get made. You're waiting for your product to get shipped, right? And those are kind of the two lengthiest parts of this entire thing. So, I mean, if you have 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day, this is a no-brainer, right? You got $5,000, you got 15 to 30 minutes a day for a couple of weeks, you should be doing this now. There's no reason you shouldn't be doing this. In terms of difficulty, I mean, I've tried to start a lot of other online businesses. This is much easier than a lot of the other ones out there. Obviously, with anything new in life, there's going to be a learning curve. You're going to have to watch the pre-recorded material that I give you to learn how to actually, do all of this. But I will say, if I can do this, anybody can do this. It's not rocket science. It's more just about consistency and putting in, like I said, the time and the effort in order to get this thing going. But it's compared to a lot of other things that a lot of other people are doing, this is much, much, much easier. I kind of already hit on margins earlier. We expect to have over 30% margins on every unit we sell. So to break it down, if I sell a product for $10, we expect, a $3 profit, $100, $30 profit. And in terms of possibilities, I mean, I know so many people at this point. So many of my students do this full time. You really can leave your 9 to 5. I don't necessarily recommend it unless you like really, really hate it and you just want to be totally self-employed. But there are endless possibilities. If you continue to roll your money back in, continue to build it, don't get greedy, stay consistent. Like, you can build this to a 5, 6, 7-figure business. It's very, very possible. It's absolutely life-changing. So I hope this was, a really good overview of Amazon FBA, how it works. In fact, this is actually inside of the Private Label Accelerator program. And you can see, like I said, we have tons of different modules that show you how to go over everything. Teach you how to do everything. We go over mindset stuff, products, suppliers, shipping, listing, launching, scaling. We have weekly Q&A calls, one-on-one calls with, me and you. I've really spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours creating content, listening to my students, and then creating more content based on what they say. So this is a bulletproof system that will ensure your success. Feel free to reach out to me, DM me on Instagram, Private Label Accelerator, if you want to join, if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to help. The reality is $2,000 isn't going to change my life, but it might change yours for the better, right? Because you're going to be able to follow along a proven system, sell products on the world's largest platform, and create a passive income stream. So again, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. That's why I do this. I like helping people. I like helping people create passive income and making money and potentially changing their lives. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be creating more content. So please make sure you either follow my Instagram account, Private Label Accelerator, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I will see you in the next video.